Today's eMoney tip of the week is on renaming your advanced techniques in advanced planning. So what we want to do is we want to get into our eMoney portal and you want to pull up your client. We've pulled up our sample client, Pam and Jim Helpert. We've gone under plans and we already have a scenario built out here in alternatives. In a previous tip, we talked about why we build everything out in alternatives on our team. So you might want to go back to that tip if you're asking why we did that. But we're going to click here in advanced plan. And we're just going to quickly add some of the most common scenarios. So assumptions, retirement and death assumption. I'm not going to make any changes to it. I'm just going to save these assumptions right here. One of the other things we would do is we would come in here and go make changes to assumptions. And we're going to go inflation and market. This is where we're going to show an ultra downturn to market. Again, I'm not putting any information into this. I just want to show you what we're going to do in here. Another one we're going to do is expenses, living expenses. We show this for just about every client. And we're also going to make changes to their qualified retirement assets, showing them saving more in here. I'm not showing you how to do that. I'll show you that in another tip. I'm just saving these for right now. Right now, when you see these names don't mean much to a client. And especially if you're in front of a client, we're inside of Decision Center, and you have this drop down, do these names really mean much to you and that client at that particular time? What does living expenses mean? What does qualified retirement mean? To help you when you're in front of a client, remember what assumptions you made in here, and also to help the client to have it custom tailored to what their needs are. You're going to want to click in here in your advanced plans after you've built these out. You would already have these assumptions in here, and you're going to click on this rename, and we're going to rename these based upon what we would show. So this is just an example for this client. We might have showed a major market downturn at first year of retirement. This is a common scenario we do a lot for clients. So in addition to Monte Carlo, which is already going to show downturns, we want to show the first year they're making withdrawals. This retirement and death assumptions. So this might be for this client wants to retire at 65 in the base scenario. We might put retire at 60. Living expenses, we've probably increased our living expenses, what we would typically show them under this scenario. So this would be increased living expenses by 15%. Or you might put, depending on what you're doing with this client, you might put increased living expenses by $5,000 per year. Again, showing them what they did, but also helping you when you're in front of a client clicking on these to remember what they are. The qualified retirement. So this is increasing Pam's 401k from 10% to 12%. This is going to remind me, and also when I'm in front of the client, they'll know that it's tailored to them. Now, as you go through and you make changes to these, and you're coming back in, you're doing a review with a client a year later, it also helps you there because you can say, oh, well, the client did increase that. On their next steps, it showed it was already increased, and now you can know that you have to update this. The more specific you get here, it's going to custom tailor to the client and have them have a better experience, but also help you as an advisor to remember when you're in front of the client and you click these buttons, what they mean. We hope this tip helped educate and empower you to do more plans for your clients so that you can impact more lives through financial planning. If you have some great tips we don't know about, we'd love to hear about them. If you have a better way of doing what we just showed you, we'd love to hear about that because we are a noble profession and together we can elevate the profession.